What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Brand new week, baby. Brand new week, baby. TGI Friday, man. Al York Sports. Yes, sir. Got that lineup for y'all too, man. Douglas Bender, always the first one mad up, man. Yo, you my leadoff hitter, Ben. Douglas, you my leadoff hitter. Every time I put a baseball team out there, you gonna bat up first, dog. That's real talk, man. Brian Breezy in the building. New York to Philadelphia. You already know, OG. You know how we do it, baby. Hit that live shit while we rocking now, guys. You too, Doug. No more playing around with this shit, man. We got my little man Sess in the building. My man Sess racking up on the gear. Constantly coming back. Every time somebody thinks Sess is down and out, boom, he come back with another win. Sess, don't go nowhere. Got some sad news you might want to hear, you know what I mean? Oh, man. Sandra in the building, Loca in the building. You know how we do it. You know what? I got enough of you guys in here, and I'm going to get right to it. Angelo in the building. Futex is in the building. Let me make it clear. Futex is in the building, man. Okay, this is what I'm going to start off with now that I got, some of you guys already dialed up. I got unfortunate news today. Just when you thought it couldn't get worse, my lovely aunt, Elizabeth Torres Clark, has passed away. I love my aunt. When we were younger, we really didn't have no contact because a lot of you guys that know me know I lived, with a step family and the best mom somebody can never have. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know that already. Elizabeth Clark is from my real mother's side, my aunt. And we created a bond in the last 10 years where we would always hit each other up on birthdays, holidays, etc. Went to her house a few times when I was in New York. But, strong lady, man. And just to tell you that cancer, no matter how strong you are, how dedicated you are, there's only one person I know that's kicking cancer's ass, and that's my man, little Cakey. Cakey been having that shit for 8-9 years, going through crazy shit, and God bless his soul, man. But everybody else that I know that encounter it, cancer beat them eventually. And like I said, rest in power to my aunt. I love you, Titi, and I'm glad that we built that bond right before this happened. Because at least I know that I built a bond with you. And you're a very strong lady. And Mr. Clark, her husband, God bless you, brother. There's nothing else you can do. Do not feel guilty about this because you was the man of her dreams, man. And let me tell you, man, I knew enough to know that. You're the best husband a woman can ask for. And God bless you, brother. God bless you. Stay strong. And, you got to live on for her now. And with that, let's start the show, man. Give me a minute, guys. Al York Sports. The raw truth. TGI Friday. B4 in the building. Like I was just saying, man, I'm going to dedicate this show to my lovely Aunt Elizabeth Torres Clark, who just passed away today. And like I said, this show is dedicated to her. Beautiful woman, beautiful family, beautiful husband. I was glad to build a bond with her because we never had a bond when I was younger. We was able to build the bond, and I love my aunt for that, and I thank her for that. And like I said, man, let her rest in peace, man. All right. Let's start this. Kind of hard to do the show right now because I don't know whether to break down or do the show, but I'm going to just keep it pushing for y'all, man. Okay, let me start off real quick with the MLB. Other bad news in the MLB. Rest in peace to MLB. Lenny Randle played 12 years in the big leagues. Also did comedy. He was considered the most interesting man in baseball. Never heard that before. Rest in peace to Lenny Randle. He died at 75 years young. I'm going to use the word young. Other news. Baltimore Orioles continuing to look and they filling their rotation, stack their rotation, signed veteran Charlie Morton to a one-year deal. Charlie was 8-10 last year with a 4.19 for the Atlanta Braves. You ask me, I think Charlie should hang it up, but if he thinks he has another year left, I mean, if you put him as your fifth starter, he's better than every other fifth starter in baseball. But he cannot be on top of the rotation. You got to put him in back of the rotation. I know you guys are about to lose Corbin Burns, but you got to get like an arm similar to Burns, not a Charlie Morton, who's basically a tier 5 pitcher. Other news, the Yankees picked up Goldie, Paul Goldschmidt. This was a little while ago, but I didn't do my show then. Now I'm doing it. 2022 MVP last year, hit 245, 22 homers, 65 RBIs, but hurt the majority of the season. Goldie also started the season something like 0 for 32. If he can play within the way we know he can play, he's definitely a great fit. He's better than Anthony Rizzo. I like him better than Rizzo. I love Rizzo, but Rizzo ran out of gas. I'm hoping that Goldie ain't run out of gas. I'm hoping he got gas in his tank because he's a solid first baseman, good glove, should be able to solidify our first base position. We got Pretty Mo in the building, baby. Okay, guys, so Mark Guillory, we're going to bring you in early. It's been a long time. I'm about to let you catch some wreck. Hold on, let me pick this up here. We waiting on Mark Guillory, guys. Hold up. Yeah, I see you, baby. I see you. I see you, Mo. Representing Chi-Town and all that. I see you, Milwaukee. All that Midwest shit. I hear you, baby. I get my man Mark Guillory in the building. I can hear him without my earpieces. Give me a minute. What up, Mark?
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me?
I hear you clear, brother, and I see you representing that ASU like you should. And
absolutely.
I'm glad to have you back on. I'm glad you understand what happened last week. So I'm glad you're a gentleman. You took it like a gentleman. Now let's rock today. You ready to rock?
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry for your loss, by the way.
Okay, appreciate that. Anything you want to say before we get started?
Hey, I just want to say, well, it's going to be incorporated into some of what we're about to talk about, but what a run by Arizona State. I've been talking to y'all on Al York Sports Show since last year about Arizona State.
And them motherfuckers play their hearts out, and they could have stole that game, but we're going to get into that now. So you want to just start what we're doing?
Let's do it.
Okay, you know what? Because we already in this conversation, I'm going to make that the first game because I was going to make it the second game. 12-2 Texas Longhorns defeated the 11-2 ASU 39-31. The line was minus 13.5 for the Longhorns. And if you watch this game, ASU should not lost by no 8 points. That shit should have been like a 3-point game, the way they came back, Scatterbo, team, etc. Now, your take on this game here, Guillory, with your cousin plays wide receiver, Xavier Guillory, for the ASU. And I think he had a 2-point conversion there, couple catches, did his part. Your take right now, brother.
Well, I think that you're right. ASU outplayed Texas. They had 510 yards offensive. Texas defense, which is considered the #1 defense in the country, has not given up even over 300 yards of offense to any team in the SEC or non-SEC opponents.
Yep.
At all this is including Georgia. They gave up 510 yards from scrimmage. That means ASU was running wreck shop before between the 20s. Also, Texas ran for over almost 300 yards on Clemson last week. They only ran for 53 yards on ASU defense.
Defense was solid, especially on the run.
TJ Fight.
The passing game early, they gave us some passes early. That big touchdown to make it 14-0. But remember, beside that, they were solid.
But remember, in the passing game, they gave up defense early because Shamari Simmons was suspended for the first half of ASU.
And he's big time.
For a targeting call in the Big 12 championship in the fourth quarter.
And those who don't know who that is, if you watch the game over, he's the one that got the safety, correct?
He's the one that got the hit, broke the ball out the running back's hand in the end zone. Yep. Got the
safety. So if y'all don't know who it is, go watch the video on YouTube. You're going to see exactly who Mark's talking about.
The first play he came in.
Yeah, he already did work.
He did work, right? And then the defense just shut them down with him in. So imagine what that was with him in. But I'm going to tell you this: Texas. I think Ohio State. The Ohio State's playing Texas.
Yeah, we're not going to get there yet.
Okay. Well, what I'll say is this: the players for Arizona State outplayed the coaches for Arizona State.
Okay.
The coaches made a lot of young mistakes. It's a young coaching staff. The head coach is only 34 years old. He did 4 straight runs in the end zone. In the red zone. In the Big 12 championship in the red zone, they threw a slot fade to Xavier Guillory for a touchdown.
Right.
They had another touchdown to Xavier Guillory in the red zone too. They didn't take one shot, except for one shot to Xavier Guillory in the red zone, and that got called for a pass interference at 24-16, which led them to tie the game on a scatterboot pull from the tackle, got pulled into the end zone to tie the game 24-24.
Right, and Mark, let me say one more thing. ASU's top wide receiver was out.
Their top wide receiver by yardage was out.
Yeah.
What was happening is this: we have a freshman quarterback with an all world running back, right, that they're a running offense 75% of the time, but you don't have a quarterback that can do more than one target in one play.
Right.
Notice that everywhere he went, it was the first progression. He never made another progression unless he was out and he found the receiver.
But Mark, I mean, freshman, he's playing the team that's supposed to win it all. I mean, you got to give him a little break there. You know what I'm saying? I'm
gonna give him some kind of break. But what I'm saying is this: he was not able to. If he was able to buy some time for the kinds of routes my receiver was running, right, they would have been able to push the safeties back to give Scatterboo even more room. Scatterboo should have done even more damage if they had taken a shot deep. ASU never took a shot deep except on the one trick play they ran where Scatterboo threw a touchdown.
Oh, wow. That was crazy. But Mark, listen, we have a lot to cover. I'm hearing you.
Sure.
I'm going to ask you one more question. Who's staying in ASU? The whole team, or who you think is leaving? And then let's move on, because I got a bunch of stuff for you.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Xavier Guillory's gone. Melquan Stovall's gone.
Your cousin gone?
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. He's
NFL, or he doing transfer?
He's declared for the draft.
Oh, okay.
Melquan Stovall's gone. Cameron Scatterboo is gone. He'll be playing in the Senior Bowl. Xavier Guillory will be in the Big 12 Pro Day. And Leaf, the left tackle is gone too. The Samoan left tackle, he's gone too. So that was a big part of their protection right there. He's a senior. All the seniors are gone, but Arizona State has a lot of people coming back.
Right. That's a whole big hole right there, what you just mentioned, though.
They have but their transfer portal has been bombed. They're getting a lot of receivers coming in, some top guys, and they're got a couple tight ends coming in. The tight end for Arizona State, Shimon Mateer, did not have a good game. He had like 3 drops.
Right.
That were crucial. Matter of fact, one of them, if you see one of the drops in the second quarter, you saw Xavier Guillory wide open, and the quarterback dumped it, checked down to the tight end, he dropped the ball.
Okay, let's pivot. Great season for ASU. Great season for your cousin. Great backing them up all year. You've been backing them up. I know a lot of people were probably laughing, thinking ASU, but you know what? They almost beat the best team in the country, predicted by a lot of people, and took them into overtime. So my hats is off to the ASU team and you backing them up. So now let's pivot real quick. Penn State had a nice game against Boise State. Boise played a lot better than I thought, even though the lead was substantial, about 10 points the whole game. But I like the way Boise competed, but we both knew, or at least I knew, that Boise couldn't hang with Penn State. I don't think you give Penn State too much respect. I'm not sure if it was you or KGM that said they always choke every year, them and Notre Dame. I think it was you, and now we got 2 teams playing each other. But real quick, give us a little taste of that game, then we're going to pivot to game number 3.
So I think the Notre Dame Penn State game is going to be a game for the ages in the Orange Bowl.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Let's do Penn State Boise now.
Penn State Boise. Boise State was outmatched on defense versus offense. John T didn't. He had 30 carries for 100 yards. Not
barely
much
hit
impact.
100. Barely hit 100.
103. And like Penn State's defense is just amazing. Their offense is actually not that impressive. Boise State is not a great defensive presence.
Right.
Even in the games, even in their own conference, they're not like really the best defense. Even in their own conference, they just ran over everybody. So Penn State's gonna have a tough time moving forward. Their offense is not very nice, but their defense probably
play his best game.
Is not too bad. The Penn State defense, I think he's
got the best game in him. I've seen him overthrow cats, underthrow cats. You expect that. You can expect every time you're supposed to be hot. Everybody not hot all the time.
He's had more than not good games. But what I'm saying is right now in this Final Four, the Penn State defense, just the defense, is the best defense in this Final Four.
Okay. Let's pivot real quick. Everybody thought this was going to be a close game, even me, but I did give out Ohio State loud and clear. Ohio State not only defeated the Oregon Ducks, they kind of bodied them. 41-21 and led 34-0. Mark Guillory, your take.
It wasn't even a game. I think probably, the funniest thing that the irony is here, that the best thing that happened to Ohio State is to have lost to Michigan. That's the best thing that have happened to Ohio State. So that prepared them for this game against Oregon. I think they obviously were the better team. They outplayed Oregon. They outplayed them on the offense. They outplayed Oregon on the defense. And it just wasn't even that interesting of a game.
Mark, that game, reason why I like that game, it was a revenge game one. Oregon beat them earlier. And I still think that Ohio State's not over that Michigan loss. So
they're not. They're a chip on their shoulder now.
Yeah.
They're playing like Arizona State right now.
Oregon had that week off. That hurts. When you got that extra week off, that hurts.
Well, it's obvious because every team.
You've seen how they looked against Tennessee. So that's why I really like them. Like I said, not to this degree. Not a blowout. I'd be lying to you if I said they were going to blow them out. But I like them to win this game, and they did that. So now we're going to move on because we're going to talk about the championship games, and I really want to hear you on that. Last but not least, the Irish that I picked to win it all. I see Pretty Mo liking them. I picked them, my sleeper to win it all, but I had the Texans to win it all. My sleeper was the Irish. Everybody laughed at me. Ain't nobody laughing now. Irish are balling. Now, they got lucky that the backup quarterback when Georgia played, Stockton and not Beck, but that took nothing away from how they moved the ball against Georgia. So you're taking that game real quick, then we're going to pivot.
Notre Dame dominated Georgia from the get-go. Obviously, my heart goes out to all the victims of the terrorist attack that occurred in my city. When I woke up in the morning, I expected Sugar Bowl. So that's first of all. And condolences to all the families.
Who died, correct?
Huh? Pardon me?
Like 15 people died?
Yeah, 15 people died, 35 injured.
Everybody, all leagues. That's where you at, right, Mark?
Yeah, it's like about 5 miles away from my house.
Oh, wow, man. Okay. Shit.
Really close. But obviously I was nowhere near there at 3 o'clock in the morning in the French Quarter.
Thank God for that. Thank God you wasn't out there trying to party, eating gumbos all kind of nights.
I would have never been on the corner of Canal and Bourbon anyway. After 12 o'clock, that's just the place where the bad things occur at that time. But nobody expected that kind of bad thing. So condolences to all the families. But I'm gonna tell you, Notre Dame is now that Arizona State is gone, Notre Dame is the hottest team in the country. They're hot. And they caught a Georgia. I
told people after that North Illinois loss, you were shooting them down. I don't blame you. You was telling me they can't lose to that team, and I got it. But I told you they've been blowing everything out after that.
They haven't lost yet. They haven't lost. And,
not only that, they covering everything.
And my boy Jordan Clark from Arizona State transferred to Notre Dame. He plays safety. That's Ryan Clark on ESPN's son. He plays safety for Notre Dame. He had a pretty good game. The other safety had the best game of his life. But Jordan Clark plays for them too. And Notre Dame's defense. Notre Dame is the most balanced team that's left standing. They're balanced on offense. They got a baller at quarterback, and they're balanced. They have a strong defense.
I like Leonard out of Kentucky, but I think we're gonna get into that balance shit after this because there's another team I think that's more balanced than them. But go ahead.
No, Notre Dame is a complete package. Great coaching, great play calling, good, solid defense. They stop the run. They have great secondary. They stopped the Georgia team that was still capable of. That's a Georgia team that beat Texas after Texas knocked their starting quarterback out. The backup quarterback still came in and played at least a quarter and a half.
Fourth quarter, it was four. He didn't play the whole game.
It was late third, and then all fourth quarter.
But we didn't get a whole game, so a whole game is especially when they got a little bit of video on you. They was able to get a little bit of video on them, and that's all they needed because they shut them down with Stockton. I don't know if he's related to John Stockton, but the quarterback Stockton, and he actually didn't do anything in this game. He did throw a touchdown there late. Let me correct myself. Hit somebody late, but that was it.
He played about as decent as Carson Beck would have been expected to play. Right. Carson Beck has a lot of lapses when he plays. If you watch him all season, dude will spend a half. He'll throw 2 interceptions and a half, then come back and throw 3 touchdowns and win the game. But because of the defense,
he's a veteran. He's a veteran. He knows what to do more. So they would have had a better chance. But it is what it is. Notre Dame moves on. Now let's go to the championship games. You ready?
Yep.
First game is going to be this Thursday, March the 9th. You're going to have the Notre Dame Fighting Irish at 13-1 versus the 13-2 Penn State Nifty Lions. And the Irish, as of right now, favorite -1.5, 47.5. Mark, talk to us.
The way they looked against their respective teams, and Notre Dame playing obviously the more polished team, even though they had a backup quarterback. I like Notre Dame over Penn State. I understand.
On one game away, baby, from going to the chip, baby.
The number one, the Irish stayed an extra day in Orleans. They were supposed to leave the day the game was played, but because of that event, the game was delayed until yesterday. It was supposed to be played on Wednesday. The Irish didn't go nowhere. As a matter of fact, on the local news here, on the morning of the event, there was a bunch of Notre Dame fans still walking around the Bourbon Park that was open. I was like, well, Notre Dame is like unfazed. They're locked in. And the coach kept them. I listened to the coach that morning. He kept them locked in. He said, hey, look, at first we mourned, and then we locked in our hotel, and we talked about this. I talked to my team. I was like, man, the Notre Dame is ready for this game. And I think Marcus Freeman is an unheralded, great head coach.
Oh, I love him.
He's not getting the fanfare that Deion Sanders gets, but people are forgetting about the way these players are playing for this team.
Deion's a showboat. Deion does commercial. Deion plays NFL.
Nah, he's not showing on. But his
quiet about his business.
Every single player in that Notre Dame locker room is playing for their coach. And
because he's as humble as they make him. You can't lie about that. He's very humble, Mark. Mark, why Notre Dame wins real quick, then we're going to pivot over.
Because of what I alluded to earlier. What I saw against Georgia was a complete package. I saw offense. I saw defense. I saw a quarterback running. I saw a quarterback throwing. I saw pressure on the quarterback for Georgia. I saw pass coverage. I saw batted balls down. I saw stopping the run. I saw good special teams. Right. I saw a complete game. I don't think I saw that with Penn State against Boise State. Now, things could change in a week. They can fix some of the holes that they had against Boise State because Boise State didn't get blown out, although it was a lopsided game. Penn State wasn't going to lose that game. It just wasn't as decisive.
Well, 17-point game, you can't call that a blowout.
It wasn't a blowout, so to speak, but it was decisive, I think. I don't think it was a blowout. I think Boise State offense just wasn't there.
Away from really making it a game. They just couldn't do that, get that touchdown. But you're right. Score didn't really indicate the game. I agree with you, but at the end of the day, 17 does sound a little lopsided. Okay, my opinion on this game, I already got Notre Dame. I got him on a future bet. I'm going to agree with you. I think offensively they better than Penn State.
Yeah.
Defensively, I think it's real even on the defensive side. But offensively, I like Notre Dame, and I think that's going to be the difference. And they also on a mission, Mark. They've been on a mission since they lost that game, and it's going to be hard to beat them Irish right now, especially them getting through them first couple games, getting rid of that bad luck shit, whatever people's throwing over them. Now they balling and they playing Irish football. Let's see if they can get there and win it. But I agree with you. I like Notre Dame to move on. Now we're going to pivot to game 2 on Friday night, the 10th. Ohio State Buckeyes, 12-2 versus the 13-2 Texas Longhorns. And believe it or not, they got Ohio State -6. That sounds crazy to me. Talk to us.
I believe it because they had Ohio State -13.5 against ASU and Texas -13.5 against Arizona State.
Yeah, so
Arizona State
they like a -3, I thought, but
Arizona State should have beat Texas. I think that Ohio State, when they look at this game, man, they're just like going crazy because they're like Arizona State gave them the blueprint to how to dismantle Texas. So
right.
What I think this might be a blowout. I think Ohio State's going to decimate Texas because once you stop the run on Texas, you don't make the same mistakes, the young mistakes that the young coaching staff at Arizona State make. Arizona State could have won that game by 2 scores if they hadn't made several mistakes by not kicking the field goals.
Right.
There were some blown calls each way, but the refs were they were just a terrible reffing crew both ways. So it went both ways. But Arizona State had 510 total yards.
Mark, stay on this game here.
What I'm saying is Arizona State gave Ohio State the blueprint on number 1, how to run against Texas.
Gotcha.
Number 2, the things that Arizona State didn't do to win the game, Ohio State not only can do, but they will do, which is pass the ball downfield. This vaunted secondary that Texas is supposed to have, you had 2 receivers from Arizona State that weren't considered great running all over them open. The quarterback from Arizona State just couldn't get them the ball. That's going to be something different with Ohio State, with a bigger line, a more senior line, a more together line. And that quarterback from Ohio State is going to throw the ball all over the place. And Ohio State's going to be able to run the ball against Texas. I don't see how Texas can win this game unless Sarkisian totally changes something up. And this late in the game, I don't see Sark being able to change it up. As a matter of fact, I think they're panicked right now because they have to face Ohio State. And Arizona State showed every single one of their weaknesses, exploited them. They just couldn't score the points in the exploitation. Ohio State is going to do that. And I think Ohio State's going to win this probably by 10 points or more.
Okay, I'm gonna go in. Let me find something. Okay, great point. I just let you go because you was making all the points. Yeah, when you go crazy, I'll cut in like a butter knife. But you had me made all the point. But one thing I can say, if I'm Ohio State, another team playing out their head right now. The difference between them and Notre Dame is hot right now. You know, after that loss to Northern Illinois, so they steamboating. Ohio State's playing with a chip on the shoulder, 19-point favorite to the team they hate the most, and they lost that in the last game of the season. So they're not going to be happy until they holding that trophy in the air.
I
on a super mission. Will Howard has to be just like, if that rookie threw the ball against Texas, imagine what I'm going to do.
Not only threw the ball against Texas, but threw the ball to his first progressions.
Yes.
When he did throw the ball. It wasn't even a leap.
The only thing you didn't mention that I'm surprised. Always been looking fucking suspect. Majorly suspect. He played bad twice against the Bulldogs, lost both games. This one here, he almost gave away. I'm not just going to blame him. Bad coaching, a lot of stuff that almost made them lose this game to ASU. Because if you watch the game, hold on, let me I gave you 20 minutes. Just give me 10 minutes, dog. That's all I ask. Yeah, you have double time. Give me my 10 minutes. Early in the game, it was 14-0, Mark. You the first motherfucker I thought about. I said, damn, they gonna run Mark's team out the building, man. I was almost feeling bad for you there. But by them not putting them away, not keeping their foot on the pedal, semi-Baltimore Ravens, my man Deshaun, Daquan's watching, our big Raven fan. When you don't put your foot on the pedal and leave it, you give teams the opportunity to come back. DeJuan Rathbone, my guy. You give the team opportunity to come back. Texas, that should have never been a game there. You left ASU in the game, and you damn near almost lost that motherfucker. Ewers, if he don't have his top game this Friday night, I'm agreeing with you. Ohio State gonna run him out the fucking building.
I don't think he can. And number one, let me correct you. If it was 14-3, but for that punt return, which was there was a block in the back on that was not called. That was right near. It was uncalled block in the back.
14-3, 14
but if you take out that punt, if you take out that special teams play, like I said, ASU Ewers does not have a good game until the fourth quarter. In overtime, he actually was 11 for 14 and 173 yards from the fourth quarter through overtime. So the last part of that game, Ewers he had a 96.3 rating or 93.6 rating. I forgot what I saw, but he threw for over 173 yards. Was 11-14 from the fourth quarter when they got down when it was 24-24. He turned on, but ASU's defense changed.
You ain't gonna be able to turn on
Ohio.
Ohio.
You ain't gonna be able to do that against Ohio State. You're not gonna be able to do that against Ohio State. That's what I'm saying. That's not gonna happen. They're not gonna make. So what I'm saying is ASU gave OSU. Let me repeat that. ASU gave OSU the blueprint on how to stop Ewers and stop the running game. Them dudes didn't run over all ASU like they did with Clemson. Both them dudes ran for 100 yards. Isaiah Bond even had a great game. He had 173 yards and 7 catches, but 1 touchdown. All of his catches were impactful, but not. Right. He only had the score on the 4th and 13, which was blown coverage, a 0 blitz, and nobody covered the deep ball. So big mistakes on ASU that OSU is not going to make.
Hold up, my man Juanito, he never really taps in, so I'm going to give him a little light. He likes Texas with the +6. So he's bypassing everything. Juanito, save your money. Because I got to look at my boy.
I don't see how you got.
Hold on. Let me get a word. My boy Money Mike Ben gave out Texas to win it all. I kind of jumped on that bandwagon in mid-season. I said, Texas looked really good. But my sleeper was Notre Dame. But I'm the raw truth. I don't think Texas winning this game. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to my fan base because
I don't see how they can.
Them to win it all behind my boy Money Mike. No, Ohio State, dog. Until somebody tells me otherwise, they fucking balling right now, dog. And all cylinders is clicking right now for the Buckeyes.
I'm gonna keep it real and surprise a lot of people. I think Ohio State is thankful they play in Texas and not ASU. It's easier to prepare for Texas after that ASU Texas game than it would have been for ASU. It's easier because you don't.
I like how you always. It don't matter what the fuck we talk about. We could talk about boxing and you sneaking some ASU shit in there. You always do that shit. Okay, real quick.
It's the truth this time, though.
Better say we both agree that the Buckeyes move on. Matter of fact, let me not say that. I said that somebody was like, you don't call them Buckeyes, how you call them Ohio State? So it's fair to say Ohio State moved on.
I think the national championship on the 20th is going to be between the Ohio State Buckeyes and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
I agree.
I think that's going to be the game.
I agree.
And that's going to be a hell of a game. I hope I'm on next week to try to talk about that one. That's going to be, depending on what happens next Thursday, that's going to be a hell of a game based upon what I saw this weekend. It's going to be crazy.
with the 4 teams we got, I'd rather see that one. But I think any matchup would be good because we got the. I think we got it right. I think we got the best teams in there. Remember, ASU was a surprising team. I'm not saying they're not one of the best, but these are the teams we expected more or less. Maybe Georgia, but when their quarterback went down, I don't want to see a team without their main quarterback. We went there last year with Florida State. We're not doing that. That's why Florida State didn't make the playoffs.
Let me make a big point here, and let's stop talking about conferences. Let's start talking about who you play. I think there's a huge difference between Arizona State playing 3 top-ranked teams on their road to this game and Texas only playing 1 and losing to that team twice. They only played 1 top 25 team going into Arizona State. They've only beaten 1 top 25 team.
Again? How do you just slip that in again? Oh,
but it makes a difference. It makes a difference.
Listen,
you have all these stats.
We agree.
You have the Jim Thorpe
right?
Award. You have PFF. Oh my God, they have the PFF grades of like incredible. But y'all ain't playing nobody.
Right.
Y'all didn't play 1 top 25 team except for Georgia, and you got all these grades. Then Arizona State did all kind of crap. Man, hell, Arizona State wide receivers weren't even getting thrown to when they were beating your secondary, especially your dude that got the Jim Thorpe Award, who got a PI on number 1. Come on, man.
Okay, we gonna pivot. We both agree. Fighting Irish move on. Ohio State moves on. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we gonna pivot to one of your favorite topics. Choose one and why, then we the fuck out of here. I want guys, you don't put your comments in, man. I'm gonna start blocking you on my show. Don't act like you don't know how to pick one of these 2 guys. Y'all been watching this shit forever. Participate, man. You ready? We going defensive backs. They best 5-year period. Install that in your head. I don't want you to think career because one had a way longer career. So I had to put it in that perspective to make it even. Now I think it's even. Best 5-year period, you got Steve Atwater, a.k.a. the Smiling Assassin, or Brian Dawkins, a.k.a. B-Dawk. Who and why? Put your comments in. Dewan, Suge Knight, all of y'all. Don't not put your comments in. Because I'm telling y'all, man, y'all fucking with me by not doing that.
Yeah. That's a good one. I'm going to go with this. I'm going to go with who I know from the AFC West more so than Dawkins from the NFC East. I'm going to go with Atwater because not only was he is a big hitter, but he's a good cover guy. So I like his balance. And he hits like Dawkins, but he covers better than Dawkins. So I got to give it to Atwater. And Atwater done stopped the Raiders so many times with me at the game that I got to go with Atwater. That's my spiel. It's simple as hell. But I'm going Atwater for the total game he is.
I'm going B-Dawk. I think B-Dawk has an element also of a ball hawk. Not saying Atwater ain't, but B-Dawk is more of a ball hawk than Atwater. Got more career interceptions to prove it, etc. This is tough, though. This ain't no easy shit. Like, anybody's right. You right to a lot of people. If there was 10,000 people, you might have 4,900 that agree with you. I'm going to go B-Dawk because I just thought he just got that ball hawk in him. They both can hit. They both can cover. Both of them are Hall of Famers. I'm going B-Dawk by a nose, though. Let's move on. Running backs. I want you to think about this one. Ricky Waters, a.k.a. Running Waters, or LaShawn McCoy, a.k.a. Shady McCoy. Who and why?
Well, I'm a West Coast guy, so I'm going with Ricky Waters.
No, so you, hold up. So since you're a West Coast guy, all the West Coast rappers are better than every East Coast rapper?
No. Well, it's because I seen him play more than I seen McCoy play, and I'm gonna go with Ricky Waters for one reason. He's more versatile than. You
gotta watch your mouth because Shady can do punch.
No, there was
Shady, yo, Shady's
hey,
shaking bait.
we're
Hold up.
comparing
Why you think they call him Shady?
Ricky
Bait, baby.
Ricky Waters almost up there with Roger Craig. So
I
like
love Waters.
it's the same offense. He was able to catch out the backfield and run like Roger Craig. He could catch like Roger Craig, and I believe he won more Super Bowls, than McCoy as well. So the Super Bowl rings actually mean something. So I'm gonna go with Waters, and he was just a more shifty back. I'm not taking anything away from LaShawn McCoy, but in the comparison, I like the versatility of Waters more than McCoy because he was involved in the passing game with Steve
Both
Young
of them.
as
Both
much
of them got over 4,000
as he
yards.
was in running it in a more high power offense. Though he had more of an impact on his offense than McCoy does. McCoy is I think McCoy is more of a running back in that sense than Waters was a complete back that you can throw into the flat and does his thing, or you can run him between the tackles. So I'm gonna go with Waters.
I got a tie, but I'm gonna tell you what's gonna make my decision. I've been doing this for a while. I watch everything. One time they interviewed Ricky Waters when he was playing with the Eagles, and they threw him a ball over the middle that he decided not to catch. And they interviewed him, and they said, "Why didn't you go for that rock?" And he said, "We're not a playoff team. I'm not risking that." I wasn't feeling that. I could see if maybe he thought it was going to take his legs out or something. Ricky's an angry guy. He runs angry. He plays angry. Randy Moss did that in the Super Bowl. I could see Moss in the way he was older. Randy's skinny. You pop the knee, his knees was gone. But not Ricky. Ricky's a beast, man. And just because he gave that answer, and I heard it with my own shit, not no rumor, I got to go McCoy because I got him even beside that. So I'm going Shady on this one, barely. But I love Ricky Waters beside that statement he made. Okay, last but not least, you ready? Shooting guards. Richard Hamilton, a.k.a. Rip Hamilton, or the Masked Man. Or Eddie Jones, a.k.a. Steady Eddie. Talk to me, baby. Put your answers in, guys.
I'm gonna go again. I'm a West Coast fan. I'm a Golden State Warrior fan, but I grew up with some Eddie Jones. I remember the Kobe and Eddie Jones phase, and I remember Eddie Jones started over Kobe. Kobe came off the bench. Eddie Jones he subbed Eddie Jones. Eddie Jones could go to the hole. Eddie Jones played defense. Eddie Jones could shoot the rock. Eddie Jones could shoot the three. Eddie Jones was a slasher. Eddie Jones was a complete player. Actually, you know what? We need more Eddie Jones in the NBA to save the NBA from itself because Eddie Jones was a skill player. And the reason why I'm choosing Eddie Jones is because more of the basketball skill that's necessary to be an all-star NBA player. He was that. He was a complete player. His stats are one thing, but how he affected the game on every aspect of the game was more intensive than the other guy.
Well, I could say I'm going to agree with you. Eddie was definitely more athletic. Can get people out the seats more than Rip. But they don't name you Rip for making cookies, dog. Rip hit some big shots. Rip was in championship game, got rings. You know what I mean? A ring or rings. I don't know. I know he got one. I don't know if he got two, but I know he definitely got one. He definitely was a guy you could count on more to make that shot. But if you go into a game and you want to see highlights, Eddie Jones is your guy. But I want W's. I want to go to the playoffs. I want to go to the chip. So I'm going to fuck with the Masked Man and Rip Hamilton. Mark Guillory, great show as always. You made up for more not being on last week, dog. You came hard. You came hard. You came hard and ready. I'm going to say this, but I'm going to beg that you don't keep me no 5 minutes. 2 minutes, close it out. 2 minutes, not 5. 2 minutes, close it out.
Hey, man, congratulations to Arizona State football. Xavier Guillory, you played your heart out. You're only as good as the opportunities that are thrown to you, and you played your butt off in that Peach Bowl game. Kudos to you. I know he does listen sometimes. You made cousin Unc proud. You're a hell of a football player, so modest and so humble. I'd have been there hot-headed, demanding the ball. But, you played the complete game until you got hurt. And you did everything you could, left it on the field. Your whole career, 135 catches, 1,938 yards, 15 touchdowns, average of 14.3 yards per catch, and through 10 quarterbacks with 2 teams. And Pops died when you were 19, and you had 2 seasons missed, more than half the season injured. Incredible college career. I cannot wait for what the next step is. Good luck in the Big 12 Pro Day. Good luck on draft. Hopefully you're not a Steeler, but if you're a Steeler, I'm jerseying up.
All right, salute to Auxiliary Guillory.
Xavier.
Salute to Mark Guillory. Great job. We're gonna tap in real soon, my brother. Great job, man. You got a lot. You're gonna sleep good today because you put in that work, my brother. You have a good one, and I'll talk to you soon, Mark. Okay, guys, we're gonna go into our intermission. Then we're gonna come back with the part 2. You don't want to miss it. I got my guy Andre the Torch. Never came on before. Andre the Torch got that fire, baby. Fire starter, they call him. Make sure y'all tap back in about 5 minutes. Let me use the bathroom and I come right back. Y'all hold your heads.